Welcome to Fast Effect Double Speed Magic the Gathering. Here we've got some Pauper leading out very quickly with a Tortured Existence for Sam, his namesake card, where Aaron is running Fairy Miscreant and an Unstable Mutation, pumping up the damage. Preordained going to look to try and contain the situation. Tortured Existence will spiral out of control over time, very similar to Recurring Nightmare, a card that has been banned, I believe, in Commander, and its ability to repeatedly take creatures in and out of the graveyard. Tortured Existence is going to return them to Sam's hand, taking advantage of a variety of spell-like effects. Here we see Sakura Tribe Elder ramping Sam's mana base, and a Golgari Brown Scale, maybe? It's going to gain him some life every time it goes from his graveyard to his hand. And he's going to be able to dredge it back every turn, making sure he always has a creature to discard for this Tortured Existence. And his plans are well underway. More damage coming in. Now this Unstable Mutation is a problem that will eventually go away. So we got some extra life being gained. Tortured Existence, one way to get back. And of course, dredging is going to be the other, so no shortage of ways of returning and getting that trigger to gain 2 life. And eventually this Fairy Miscreant will actually die to the Unstable Mutation unless Aaron has some type of ninjutsu or bounce. Right now it has 3 counters, so the enchantment essentially doing nothing aside from offsetting the counters it's created. Krosan Tusker, a little card advantage. Very happy to see this Tortured Existence list on camera. Going to be able to get a basic land and draw a card. And at this stage of the game, Sam very much in the driver's seat. His life total continuing to grow. We have a Crypt Rats, which gets counterspelled, but will inevitably come back. Tortured Existence means any creature in the graveyard, Sam's going to be able to have his pick of whatever effects he's interested in. More life being gained. And this is very, very out of hand. At this stage, I would strongly consider scooping in Aaron's situation. I think from here, realistically, he's not going to get the damage done. The most he can hope for is to gain some knowledge about Sam's list here. If Aaron's not familiar with Tortured Existence, it's going to be very difficult to make the adjustments necessary on the fly. Graveyard Hate, just part of the equation. And Crypt Rats looks like it'll finally be able to close the deal and potentially be the win condition as well. Sam could recur Crypt Rats and just keep blowing it up with a whole bunch of mana taking both players down in large chunks. He's actually going to opt just to blow it up for 1 here. And now we're seeing it's a Madness Grave Robbers. I forget the name of it, but it returns a creature from the graveyard, and it also has Madness. So when discarded to Torture's Existence, Sam's actually going to get back 2 creatures from the graveyard, and the card advantage at this stage is just completely out of hand. Crypt Rats, Krosan Tusker, again 2-for-1s constantly. Aaron sitting there with just 3 cards in hand. A Spire Golem, a 2/4 flyer here with affinity for islands. Not nearly enough to stand up to this current situation. Just happy to throw away this 2/2. Aaron would rather just take the damage rather than allow the recursion. But the Crypt Rats can actually put it into the bin either way. Krosan Tusker. Finding a basic, drawing a card. It's an incredibly strong effect. At 3 mana, instant speed, can't be countered. Very powerful, just a draw 2 for 3 mana. Mystic Sanctuary can get back a card, but there's not a lot to hope for. A counter spell, putting it on top of the library. And Sam just playing extraordinarily conservative here. He could just blow things up with the Crypt Rats if he was down on time. That may be a consideration. Tournament management is something I talk about here on the channel from time to time. It's an interesting question from here is whether or not Sam and jumping ahead here. Not actually open, just had some people come on in looking for something, and now Crypt Rats should be able to just deal the final blow. There we go. So Sam taking down game number 1. Tortured Existence on turn 1 gets past any of Aaron's counter spells. Days out of the format. Looks like he's going to be reaching for his Annuls. Spell Pierces, some 1-mana cards. Those Relic of Progenitus could potentially be could be useful. Though Sam will very often be able to have responses. One of the things I do like about Relic is the ability to continually hit the graveyard. But with those dredge cards, all the extra cards from, say, dredging a Stinkweed Imp, does make it very difficult to get down to a completely barren cupboard. That's really where Relic is at its strongest. If you can get your opponent down to no cards in the graveyard and just keep tapping it, it does make it difficult for them to build any type of momentum there. And Relics work very well in multiples in that regard as well. Jumping in here to game number 2, players have sideboarded. We'll see if Aaron can do anything to stop Sam's inevitability, which is really what it is with this Tortured Existence. The longer the game goes, the more it's going to favor Sam. Aaron's going to need to come out fast, preferably with something like a turn 1 Delver, and just ride that to victory. And there he is, turn 1 Delver of Secrets. Oh no, but Sam does have the Tortured Existence. Brainstorm's going to ensure that this Delver flips. But will that be good enough? Really feeling the loss of days from the format there. This Tortured Existence likely to just completely dominate this game. Going to be able to sacrifice some type of maybe fume spitter or something. It gives a -1/-1 to a creature, and of course the recursion on that looking very dangerous. Unstable mutation. And the beatings begin. This creature cannot actually finish the game on its own, unfortunately. It's an extra 6 damage over the course of the creature's life for 1 blue. But it will go away. Aaron has the Ninja in hand. Ninja of the Deep Hours. He's going to have to be careful with the power and toughness. Oh, I didn't think that actually gave a counter. Look that up. Oh, it does actually give a counter. That is awful. Yikes. I thought it just gave it -1/-1 till end of turn. That does make a lot of sense. It is actually called Fume Spitter. And that is going to line up very well versus a deck full of 1/1s. Pair of creatures returned. And this Tortured Existence deck really capable of a tremendous amount of 2-for-1s. Scrying 2. Keeping 1 on top. And Crypt Rats. On its own, just a devastating effect. 1 in the air. Ninjutsu coming in to draw a card. Echoing Truth could get cute returning these ninjas in response to a Crypt Rats, but really cards in hand is not the issue for Aaron. He's got plenty. A pre-combat creature. I don't actually like this play. Very likely that these Crypt Rats, that the Crypt Rats is going to be used here on the Ninja of the Deep Hours. And just like that, both players losing 2 life. And it looked like that was actually during the end step. A little surprised there. I think the play there is to attack and force him to use it pre-combat. Then you can potentially get down another threat post-combat and at least have some type of board presence. As it is, Aaron took the route of trying to use the counter magic. I don't think the counter magic is going to be useful unless he has some type of clock. I think just delaying the inevitable is not gonna be where you need to be. Another Sakura Tribe Elder. Sam looking to just ramp up his mana base. Aaron has a potential path to victory here with this Spire Golem. It is pretty beefy. Ninja of the Deep Hours getting in there, putting in 2, gonna leave the 2 blue mana open to potentially counterspell. Whatever it is Sam drops. Now, if Sam's life total does get low enough, there is the potential for Crypt Rats to lose its utility. But of course, he can gain that back pretty quickly. 2 life at a time. And now he's back up to 12, just like that. Echoing truth on the tortured existence. And a flurry of activations in response, bringing Sam all the way up to 16. Delver of Secrets. And Ninja of the Deep Hours not trading in. Sam's got to know this first tortured existence not gonna resolve. He may need multiples. Is he just going to discard? No, playing tortured existence. That gets annulled. Oh, I see. He failed to discard at the end of the last turn. Double annul. And now the Crypt Rat's coming down. Ponder. Allows for the flip of Delver. Only the Delver getting in there. And a Ponder. Sees a Relic of Progenitus. That card could be very welcome here. Back and forth. Interesting matchup here. Game 2, substantially more give and take than game number 1, which was all Sam. Sam, so many 1-drops this. Is that a Spell Stutter Sprite? Might have been a Spell Stutter Sprite. Alright. So Sam's set to reload a little bit with this artifact on board. It sacrifices to dig 4. Finds another tortured existence. That meets a counter spell. And a Crypt Rats. Ninja of the Deep Hours baiting. Will the ninja hit? Will he blow up the Crypt Rats? It does connect, actually giving Aaron an extra card there. And actually just being cast. And looks like it's time to go aggro. 1 damage coming in with the Crypt Rats. 8 damage can be used with its activated ability, Spire Golem. Sam thinking this through. The Crypt Rats can do a lot of damage to this board. It's possible he'll want to just swing with both of the Golgari Brown Scale or whatever they are. At least force a block, get some damage onto the Spire Golem. I believe they are 2/3s. I'm going to look up the name of that. Yeah, it is actually Golgari Brown Scale. Stinkweed Imp being cast. And Sam's deck just going into a beatdown mode here. I mean, cards like Krosan Tusker can just get cast like as a 6/5. That's enormous. A couple of Fairy Miscreants. The second one draws a card. Sam could blow up the Crypt Rats in response to the trigger. There's an intervening if in that clause, so it has to be true in order to trigger, and then it has to be true on resolution. So we can blow up Aaron's plans for 1 mana. Fairy Miscreant, similar to Standstill. There's a few cards in Magic that actually have that intervening if clause. Oath of Druids is another one. But here in Pauper, Fairy Miscreant, Sam gonna make the play here. Pretty low cost to him. He does get a 2-for-1, which is kind of the name of the game. Oh, and Aaron got a Mutagenetic Growth. However, in response, Sam can actually just activate the Crypt Rats again. And at that point, I'm not sure if Aaron knew that Sam could actually activate it again. But even if he did, at this stage of the game, likely the correct play, even if your opponent can make that play. Sometimes you just have to hope that they are unaware of it or miss it. And at this point, the board is filled with a hodgepodge of black and green creatures shambling their way toward victory. This Spire Golem stays home, so close to the finish line. 6 life left for Sam. Just not enough. Aaron would be dead on the crackback here if he did leave this defender out of it. Looks like he's going to have to block. And then Sakura Tribe Elder coming down. Looks like Aaron had a little bit of a potential path to victory here. He had the Relic of Progenitus, could have drawn a card on his turn if he had found a 2-power creature with evasion on board. He actually could have stolen that one. Would have liked to have seen that relic cracked just to get the extra card and have some type of chance. But Sam showing some very powerful effects from this Pauper deck. If you haven't checked out this format, it is very much like Legacy Light. I think you'll have a lot of fun with it. We've got the next one coming up pretty soon here at ELD's Time Vault Games, so keep an eye on our calendar. If you're anywhere in the area, we'd love to have you down for it. That is all for this one, but don't worry, there is a lot more. You can check out our older videos, and we're always putting out new videos from ELD's Time Vault Games in Bellingham, Massachusetts. If you want to help the channel, of course, you can like, subscribe, share, tap that notification bell so you can know the next time our new videos come out. Thanks for watching.